how much you are in communion with God, how much you are depending on God, that much the divine graces flow through you. Instead, if you use the power and authority for your selfish motives, you still have the power and authority, but the divine graces may not flow through you. Dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, today we celebrate the feast of the chair of St. Peter, Apostle. And today we reflect the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 16, verses 13 to 19, and where Jesus asked his disciples, "Who do people say that I am?" They gave various answers. And again Jesus asking the same question to the apostles, "Who do you say that I am?" And St. Peter gave the response, "You are Christ, the Son of the living God." And Jesus responded to Peter, "Not the flesh or blood reveal you this, but my heavenly Father." So the divine mysteries you are not understanding through your learnings or studies, but it is revealed to you by God. So if you want to get the revelation of God, you need to have that communion with the God. When you have the communion, you receive the revelation of God in your life. God's guidance, God's presence, and divine mysteries will be revealed to you. And again, Jesus gave the authority to St. Peter and saying, "Peter, you are the rock. On this rock I will build my church, and the gates of the another world won't prevail on it. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosened in heaven." The keys, the gates, authority is given to Peter, a mere human being. The divine authority, the divine power, the divine grace is given to human beings, imperfect, fragile, and weak human beings. How much you are in communion with God, how much you are depending on God, that much the divine graces flow through you. Instead, if you use the power and authority for your selfish motives, you still have the power and authority, but the divine graces may not flow through you. So, my dear friends, the authority is given to Peter and his successors. Today, that authority is vested on the Pope. So we have the moral authority to obey and follow him. And he has the moral responsibility to be in communion with God and guide the people according to the will of God. If anyone fails in their duty, let God be the judge. We don't need to be the judge, but we have the obligation to obey and follow the authority that God entrusted in this world. Yes, my dear friends, let us obey and follow the authority so that the divine graces may fall upon us.